All right, welcome back. Willy Bets, Friday afternoon. What's happening, Willie?
Not a whole lot. Got a big weekend ahead of us.
Yeah, you were just bragging about how much money you were making this week.
Yeah, I know. It's coming in.
It's like, geez.
It's like the rain. It never stops.
You're actually unemployed, but this is your new job.
This is my new job. I don't consider myself unemployed. I consider myself in between bets.
I hear you.
You like
nice.
that?
I do
like
that. Okay, so what were some of the games that we hit on last week? Do you remember?
As far as college, we had, what was it?
Trying to remember myself.
Yeah.
It feels like it's been a long week.
It has been a long week. We didn't even have a graphic last week, so we don't really have anything.
No, I don't have that.
On.
We're just started this one. So, yeah, I don't remember which one it was. Well, wait, who did Alabama play? Mercer.
Yeah. I'm sure.
I didn't play that.
No.
That was like a 35-point halftime line.
I know we did.
Crazy.
I did good in NFL. Steelers won, called that.
Okay.
Yeah, they not only covered, they handled the Bills second half.
I remember we were talking about Saints and Packers. Y'all were all over the Packers, and I was like, whoa, I'm starting to have second thoughts on this.
Yeah, the Jameis hater himself.
Me, yeah, me of all people.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't the biggest Jameis fan. Obviously, I am now. But I just remember what I saw from Tampa Bay, and I don't know, there's something about Jameis still that just irks me, like in an interview and stuff, that just like, this guy sounds fake, all the time. But keep winning and keep not throwing interceptions.
A lot of the pros in the NFL are fake. He's just not as good at being fake.
He's not good at hiding it. Right?
Yeah.
All right, so we got a lot of picks tonight. So, college football, I would assume we're kind of starting with that one.
Yeah, let's hop into it.
All right, so tonight, I know you didn't have these on your plays, right?
I had UCF. I have UCF money line on the plays on the graphic.
Okay, so we'll show that. You want to show the screen now?
Yeah.
Okay, so on the screen, here's Willie B's picks. We have Ole Miss minus 14, and they're playing Tulane, correct?
Yep.
Ooh,
you see those helmets for Tulane?
Yes, they're awesome.
Love them.
Fantastic. I love the my favorite part of it is the sticker on the back.
SEC champs, baby.
Champs. And then Texas A&M got roasted for that.
Yeah.
I think Georgia did too. Somebody else got roasted for that. Minnesota plus 2.5. Who are they playing?
Colorado. Colorado.
Okay. And you're thinking that Colorado A&M game is just kind of like it's going to be a letdown spot?
Well, I'm just not too high on A&M. I don't think I think they're severely overrated.
I think offensively they're going to be, and it's going to be an issue all year, right?
They seem to struggle with, especially on third down. They're scrambling all the time.
All right.
It's never a.
And then Hayes King's out.
Yep.
Not that he was a world beater to begin with.
And then Minnesota, their coach PJ Fleck, I think he's one of the best coaches in the country.
Row the fucking boat, huh?
Row the fucking boat. Ski you, ma. And yeah. So
UCF minus 265. So that's the money line play. They're minus 7 tonight, right?
Yeah, against Louisville. I cannot see how Louisville would win this game unless UCF just completely shits the bed, which I don't see happening.
Right. Shout out J-Boy Show, Blaine Crane. I saw this pick from him today, and I'm playing it. It is UCF. The over first half line. So it was minus 34 is what I got it at just now. So I'm going to play the over minus 34 for the first half. UCF and Louisville, both good offenses and terrible defenses.
Yep.
So hopefully we can hit on that
Just
one.
think UCF is a little bit less shitty on defense than Louisville.
Yeah, just a little bit. Just a scotch.
Yeah.
I was about to say the same thing. All right, lock of the week, Boise State. Who we got then? for Boise?
So we got Boise State playing Oklahoma State
Oh, you're right. Yeah,
in Idaho, in Boise, Idaho, and Boise State looking for their new coach. I can't remember his name right now. He's looking for his first signature win of his career.
I don't remember who replaced Harsin.
Yeah, but Oklahoma State, worst offense in Mike Gundy's career. They've had a prolific offense for like a decade, right? Like,
Yeah.
just every year in, year out, good offenses. This offense looks nothing like that.
And that Boise, I mean, they looked okay in that first game against Central Florida.
Yeah.
They blew it at the end, obviously.
No,
but
yeah, they played well for 3 quarters, and they're going to close it out this weekend.
Got a
That
good
is
offense for sure.
Yeah, that is my lock of the week.
Okay.
Bet the house on it.
The other game that I'm going to play tonight is going to be Maryland, Illinois, under 61.5. I'm big on Big Ten unders, so I will play that for sure. But let's get to some other big games for Saturday.
Let's talk about Auburn.
Okay.
What are your thoughts on this Auburn Penn State game? Whiteout.
All right. What's the spread on this again?
6 points is last I saw. It totals at 52.5.
I really, really like Auburn, and I don't know if that's Sam, our producer Sam, just
talking in your ear,
just all the time. Bo Nix is great. Bo Nix is elite. I don't know if that's what it is, but yeah, I think that Auburn, I feel like they're a solid team with Harsin, more solid than they normally are with Malzahn. I can't see a Malzahn team going in there with Bo Nix, but there's something about, I don't know if it's a little bit more fundamental.
They just look shored up around the edges.
Yeah,
they look.
Are they explosive? I don't know. Like, I mean, could it be a low scoring game? Possibly. Like, those are some things, but I can't see them getting beat that bad.
No,
and I think there's a lot of people overrating the whiteout crap.
Me too. I mean, it's a loud stadium, but I mean, Auburn plays in the SEC.
Yeah, they're used to it.
They play in loud stadiums.
If anybody's gonna fugure it out, it would be them.
So I got a same game parlay for that game. I got Auburn to cover that 6 points, and then I taking the under 52.5.
Okay.
So I'm taking Auburn to cover that 6 points and a under total 52.5.
And you have the money line.
No, just those two.
Oh, okay. So it's a 250. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. So the 250 plus 250 odds on that same game parlay.
Mm-hmm.
I just really like Auburn going in there and just dominating the trenches all night long.
I actually like that very much because we just said low scoring. I think it could hit that under 52.
Yeah,
I see a 2017 type game.
Mm-hmm. I'm right there with you.
Okay, so let's take a look at some other games for this weekend. I didn't even know this game was happening, but Michigan State going to Miami. Miami is a 6.5 point favorite.
That's gone down. That's gone down a little bit.
You know, Michigan State looked really good in that first game.
Who'd they play?
Shit. But I remember picking against them. Was it Northwestern? Yeah, Northwestern.
Yep.
And they put up a lot of points.
Yep.
And I was like, whoa, I'm not used to seeing Michigan State score.
Mm-hmm.
Usually I would play the under on Michigan State all day long, but their offense was a little bit better than I remember.
Yep.
Miami, I'm surprised they didn't get beat last week against Appalachian State. I think they could be in trouble here, but 6.5. I mean, if I played it, I would buy the hook for Michigan State and play +7. It's something I would like.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go back to the well on a couple of these. So, I like to bet against bad teams. So
that's one of your principles, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah. UMass +22 against Eastern Michigan. I would play Eastern Michigan all day long, -22. They're going to be able to score points all day long against UMass.
Yeah, but Matt, it's at Massachusetts.
Oh, sorry, scary. There's also this is the one that I might not play. It's UConn is going to Army -34. I just don't know if Army's going to score that many points. Plus, they're going to do ball control. I don't know if they're going to be able to score that many points to keep it going. But
what are your thoughts here on Texas A&M 29.5 point favorites against New Mexico?
Say that again. Repeat it.
A&M at home against New Mexico, 29.5 point favorites.
I like A&M to cover that.
Okay. What about Michigan at home against Northern Illinois, 27.5 point favorites?
I like Michigan.
Okay.
I think Michigan's actually pretty good this year.
I do too.
Here's a game that I would hammer. Cincinnati,
Indiana.
3.5 over Indiana. Yeah. I don't care where they're going.
What,
I'm going to hammer that.
What is 3.5? I don't get that.
I think they're overvaluing Indiana there, and probably a home team kind of matchup.
Yeah.
Or discrediting Cincinnati. I think Cincinnati they could shut out Indiana. I saw Indiana almost get shut out by Iowa.
Yeah.
I mean, Cincinnati's got just as good of a defense as Iowa.
Yeah, I know. I'm going to hammer Cincinnati. I don't even know how I didn't see that game. Another game that's a scary location in Bloomington. You got to watch out for that. Same thing with UMass.
Mm-hmm.
These are two well-known stadiums, Memorial Stadium.
Yeah, you just don't walk into there and get a victory.
No.
So here's one. I'm playing this too. Oklahoma minus 22.5 over Nebraska. Absolutely.
You think?
No doubt. Oh yeah, they're gonna roll Nebraska.
I see. I can never be that sure on the Big 12. You just never know. You never know what team you're gonna get. That's my experience in betting Big 12. Nebraska could just show out. It's like K-State a few years ago against Oklahoma. Oklahoma was like 17-point favorites or something like that. And K-State just came in and walloped them.
Yeah,
from the coin toss.
I don't know. I can't see. I mean, Nebraska's bad.
Yeah, they are bad.
And I think Oklahoma does have something to prove, especially after the Tulane game.
Yeah, they got to show that they're still at the top.
Yeah, and they're going to try to run it up.
Yeah,
that's a old rivalry that they don't play very often either. So they used to play every year, obviously, but not anymore.
We did hit on that Kansas Coastal game last week.
Coastal.
Yeah,
we barely. Yeah.
Kansas. So Coastal was up by 27 with under a minute left. Kansas is within 15 yards of the end zone, and they go for it on fourth down, gets sacked.
Mm-hmm.
So we cashed on that bet, but barely by the skin of our teeth cashed that bet. Coastal's playing Buffalo at Buffalo this week.
What's the spread?
14 points.
Oh, all over it.
Really?
Buffalo they got beat like a drum by Nebraska, who we were just talking about.
Okay. Well,
I got to hammer that.
Yeah, you got to. 2 touchdowns. That's not a lot.
Doesn't feel like it's enough.
I mean, is Buffalo better?
They used to be, but they're not as good this year as they have been in the past.
Right.
Right. Okay, here's to me, this is the game. This is my lock of the week.
Okay.
And I'm probably going to play the first half as well. Alabama 14.5 over Florida. I'm going to play full game and half, and we're going to throw tons of money on that.
Bama to cover.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
They're going to roll.
I've seen some. I've seen a lot of saying Bama's going to cover. I've seen a lot of Florida's going to cover, and I've even seen some Florida's going to win with that. What's their quarterback's name? He can run. He can throw.
Anthony Richardson Jr.
Yeah. They a lot of
Florida.
Yeah. A lot of people are saying that's Alabama's kryptonite as a dual threat quarterback that can get out of the pocket and still make plays.
Right.
So I like the over for that game. It's set high at 60. It's a lot of points, but I could see a lot of points being scored in that game. I don't know if I'm going to touch it, but I do like the over there, and I would not touch the spread.
Yeah, not sure about that either.
We're gonna. I am very pumped for the first CBS game of the year, though.
Oh, absolutely. We won't be able to watch it.
No,
because we'll be out.
We're busy working.
One team, one tailgate. Okay, so other big games that I'm seeing. Here's a Georgia Tech plus 28 against Clemson.
I like Clemson there.
Do you?
Yeah.
I don't know. There's something about Georgia Tech, and I saw it last year. I like that team. Yeah, I don't know if I can bet that game, obviously, but I don't know. It just seems like a game that that could be a little closer than a 4 touchdown spread, for crying out loud.
Yeah. Another game similar to that one. South Carolina plus 31 against Georgia. Do you remember what happened last time South Carolina went between the hedges?
No.
South Carolina won on a Rodrigo Blankenship 4 eyes missed either extra point or field goal. I think it was in overtime.
I mean, is the grad assistant still the quarterback at South Carolina? There's no way that I can bet for South Carolina if this guy, his name is Zeb, and he's a grad assistant. Like, I don't know if I could do that. But 31.5 is a lot of points.
No, it's 31 even. But
I have 31.5.
Okay, well, let's see.
Under 47, I kind of like that.
Under 47, yeah.
I mean, I don't see South Carolina scoring.
If it hits the over, South Carolina will not cover. I mean, it's going to come down to their defense. Zeb Nolan is who you're thinking of.
Zeb Nolan, yeah.
He's still the quarterback.
Ugh, that's danger zone.
He's got a 56% completion rate.
Zeb Nolan going against Georgia in the hedges. I don't know. I there's no way that I can pick for South Carolina there. If I played that game, it would probably be the under 47 because I could see Georgia beating them, 28-0, 27-0, something like that.
Well, that's still South Carolina.
Is
covering.
Jack in the chat? Does Jack want to join? Do you want to join, Jack? No, he said no. I think he said no.
Well, I think I'm going to play South Carolina to cover that. I just find it hard to see South Carolina losing by more than 31 or more.
Yeah.
I'm not saying South Carolina's going to make it a game. I think they'll lose by 2 touchdowns and a field goal, but I do like their chances.
All right. Jack has joined the chat and he's changed the screen on it.
Y'all don't pay attention to the chat, so I had to just go ahead and jump in.
Oh, that's good.
I just wanted to let y'all know that I got Bama and Oklahoma. I think it's 15.5 and 22.
Yes.
I got that parlayed up, and we're rolling with it. So I'll see y'all next week.
That's Matty A's picks.
All
yeah,
right, so
Matty A's got those picks.
We have a new segment on this show called Fade Jack. So if you're listening, take Florida, and whoever.
We just started that segment. I didn't hear anything about that, but yeah,
all jokes, Jack.
All right, let's.
You shouldn't be kidding. You should actually do that.
Yeah, you're right. Let's see. All right, you have Ole Miss minus 14.
Yep.
Tulane.
I think it's gonna be Ole Miss is just gonna score at will pretty much all day long.
Lane Train's back.
Lane Train, baby.
Whew, I don't know. I mean, I can't disagree with you. I just, man.
I'm not saying Ole Miss's defense is gonna,
that's what I need to see. I need to see them continue to stop teams like they did last weekend.
Yeah. I mean, it's a matchup between SEC champion and SEC West champion.
Right.
So This is a marquee matchup.
All right. So here's a very popular pick, I think, and one that we had kind of talked about on our podcast last night. Fresno State going to UCLA plus 10.5. And a lot of people are thinking Fresno State's going to make this a game. And
is it at
UCLA at the Rose Bowl, which is such an intimidating place to play, let me tell you. But Fresno State's playing pretty good.
Yeah. And
they can score points. I think they're going to score more than LSU scored, 27 points. The over-under 63. My thoughts on this was on the podcast last night was, say Fresno State goes in and beats UCLA. What's going to be the reaction here in Baton Rouge?
It's not going to be a good one.
No,
it's not
going to be a burn the place down. Yeah. But I think I've heard a lot of people betting that line, the 10.5, and I might play that too, depending on how the rest of the day goes, because that's a late game.
You said 10.5 points.
10.5.
Yeah, I don't know enough about Fresno State. I do know UCLA.
I know UCLA, but I also know us, and that's kind of where I'm gauging this off of. Mm-hmm. Fresno's, their first game was, I think, against UConn, which is, might as well just had a bye week. But the next week they played Oregon within a touchdown. So UCLA, and that was at Oregon. So I feel like they're.
No, yeah, Fresno State's got a lot to play for competing against. If they compete against every Pac-12 team they play, that's huge for them.
Going back to one of those games that we were talking about earlier, which was Cincinnati going to Indiana. That's another team that's got a lot to play for. Cincinnati's got to win every game, and they have to win it with style.
Yep.
So how
to even smell the playoff?
Yeah, how it's 3.5, I don't understand.
Yeah.
I don't get that at all.
Yeah, once we get done with this, I'm gonna put some money on Cincinnati to cover that.
Yeah. Let's see. Iowa 22.5 over Kent State. Who did we see Kent State get rolled by?
Was it A&M?
Auburn, I think.
Auburn. No. I don't know.
One of the first week games.
Because Auburn played Akron week 1.
Maybe it was Kent. Yeah, it was Kent State. Texas A&M.
A&M, yeah.
And Texas A&M was like I won that game too. It was like a 35-point spread.
35-38, something like that, yeah.
But I could see Iowa just shutting them out.
Yeah.
They're really good on defense.
Yep.
Baylor minus 18 against Kansas is another one of those games going against a bad team.
Give me Baylor.
I like it too. I might play that as well.
I don't think I could ever pick Kansas to cover unless they're playing like I can't even name a school Kansas could compete with.
Right. Here's a couple of games. So Ohio State coming off the loss, minus 24.5 against Tulsa. I think Tulsa got beat like a drum against somebody at one of the beginning of the games of the season. I'd have to probably look that up. But do they have something to prove now that they lost to Oregon, lost one of those games? Another team that probably needs to run the table.
Iowa. Right?
Tulsa did?
Oh no, I was talking about
Ohio State lost to Oregon last week.
Yeah.
So I think they have to like win out to get probably to the Final Four is probably what they're thinking.
Yep.
So I could see them also trying to run it up a little bit on a Tulsa team. 24.5 just doesn't seem like enough points against Ohio State.
Right.
Then we have here's an interesting game: Mississippi State against Memphis. Mississippi State's 3.5 point favorite going to Memphis.
I think I like Mississippi State there. I mean, Memphis. Well, you look at that total, 64 points. That's a lot of points.
It is, but
I would take Mississippi to cover, and I might even like the under there.
Okay.
Memphis is 2-0. I don't know who they've played. Let's see.
Yeah, I don't know either. Mississippi State had a good week last week. So
they beat Nichols. They hammered Nichols.
I'll bet.
And beat Arkansas State 50-55.
Wow, it's a lot of points.
A lot of points.
Mississippi State likes to throw the ball around.
Yeah, they do.
So if they can both score 64, it doesn't seem like enough points to me.
I mean, they literally Arkansas State, Memphis, 105 points scored.
Well, all right. The next game on my list is Arkansas State going to Washington. 17-point favorite Washington is. The over-under, you just said the score. What was it, 51-50?
50-55.
50-55. The over-under on this game is 58.5.
Who are they playing?
Washington. I know Washington's a better defense, but
hammer that over.
I mean,
you got to.
They literally just scored 50 points in a game.
Yeah.
And I know they're not playing Washington, but still. Golly, it just doesn't seem like enough.
No. It's free money.
Yeah, but are they playing a trick on us? That's kind of what I always have to think in my head.
See, Matt, it's not that deep. This is surface level stuff we're dealing with.
Okay, I don't really see much. I mean, okay, let's just talk about LSU, Central Michigan.
Yeah,
I have 19.5.
So I listened to the podcast last night. Yeah. I obviously wasn't in the studio, but there's 5 of y'all in here.
Yeah, it felt like 20, but yes.
It was 5 covers, right?
No, not me.
4 covers.
4 covers and me, and I was the.
You were 31-20.
Yeah, somebody called me a pussy on Twitter today because I posted it.
I saw that. Will Wade's allegations.
Right. Yeah, he's just coming up with the P word
right out the gates. So 4 covers.
At least he didn't call me a cunt.
Yeah.
4 covers and then me.
Yeah. I could really, really, really see Central Michigan covering.
Yeah.
You know, we've obviously watched LSU these past 2 games, and there's not a lot for me to look at and be like, okay, I want to put my money on that.
I'm just hearing guys today talk about it on the radio, try to break it down, and it's like, yeah, our pass rush is a strength of ours, but will they need to pass the ball? Like, I think if you just watch that UCLA game, you saw what a good offensive line and good backs can do against our defensive line and our defensive front. I mean, I could see them running the ball and controlling the clock a little bit. And, you know, I just don't see how I don't know. I just don't see us being able to pull away from a team like this.
Yeah.
I have to see it to believe it. It's kind of like one of those right now where once I see it, then maybe I'll come on board. But
it's not one of those things you can just put your faith and put your money on.
I'm not putting money on LSU probably for the rest of the year.
I'm with you. But this could be one of those games, where we flip the script, kind of turn this whole ship around, really figure some stuff out, figure out our identity.
Yeah.
But like you said, I'll have to see it to believe it. I have not seen anything that makes me think I'm going to put my money on LSU at any point this year.
Yeah, and then 61, I'm not touching that either. I think we're probably going to go under that. That's what my pick would be. 31-20 was mine, so I would think that's under. Yeah, so I'm not playing that at all.
No.
All right, here's another game. I just scrolled over this. Stanford last week beat USC. USC fired their coach. They beat them by 2 touchdowns.
Summer is 0-1 on the season because she picked USC to cover because Stanford's mascot logo has a tree in it.
What was the spread, though?
17.
Stanford was a 17-point favorite?
USC was a 17-point favorite.
Oh, but she picked She picked USC, so she's 0-1.
0-1, yeah.
Right. She's 0-1. And I got to remember who our pick was yesterday. She made a pick yesterday. Oh, she picked Nebraska to cover against no, she picked Oklahoma to cover against Nebraska because, I mean, it's Nebraska.
That's a good. I mean, that's
makes sense.
That's as good of analysis as you.
Yeah, I was like, well, it's true.
Yeah.
All right, so Stanford's playing Vandy. They're going to Vandy. Stanford is a 12.5-point favorite over Vandy. Just 12.5.
At Vandy, give me Stanford. Honestly, I mean, this is just I haven't even looked at this game yet. Haven't looked at any injuries or anything, but right off the bat, I like Stanford.
I do too.
But like I said, I don't know a lot about this matchup.
Vandy has the new coach, the defensive coordinator from Notre Dame, and I think they're more defensive oriented this year. I don't know if they're going to be able to score points like at will or anything like that. So keeping it within 14 points, I just don't know.
Yeah.
Here's another matchup. We'll go West Coast here. Arizona State going to BYU. BYU is the home dog, 3.5.
I like State there.
Really?
Love State there.
Man. Yeah.
BYU, just not a good football team this year. Arizona.
What? No, they won. They're 2-0, right?
Who have they played?
They played Arizona.
Okay.
And they played Utah. They beat Utah.
Utah.
Come on. I mean, that they're on par with Arizona State, right?
We'll see. I'm not going to touch this one. I would take State, but I'm not. Like I said,
I think I heard Haney talking about this one today, and he was saying that this was one that looks weird, and he calls it the stinky line because it just looks like you should be betting BYU, but then Arizona State's the favorite, and like a Vegas they know better in this case. So I'm not touching
by the way,
it.
To anybody listening, Matt thinks Vegas is always playing tricks on people.
Oh man,
he thinks
they're in my head, bro. They are in my head.
I mean,
all right, so I'm looking at that Oklahoma State Boise line, -3 Boise. That's Boise, what you like, right?
That's my lock of the week. That's my lock of the week.
You're going money line, or are you playing the 3?
I'm playing Boise State money line.
Okay, I had 165.
Selling the house and putting that on there.
Okay. All right. Well, let's go ahead and shift over to.
We got a few NFL picks.
Yes.
Not a lot to talk about NFL wise.
We'll start going through them.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So we had, for sure, I like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to cover against the Falcons.
For sure. What's the spread?
12 points. Yeah.
That's big in the NFL, though. That's a big line.
The last couple times, I think it was the last 2 or 3 times they've played the Falcons, the Bucs. They've covered the spread. It was like 7.5 one time, 10.5 one time, and they covered it without a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Tom Brady has weapons everywhere. Atlanta. Did you watch the Week 1 matchup against the Eagles?
We just got a message from Jack. You said bet the house, and he said you don't own a house, William.
Yeah, that's
easy for you to say.
That's because I lost it in a bet. But yeah, Tampa Bay to cover 12 points. Atlanta looked like dog shit Week 1. They got hosed by Philadelphia.
Mm-hmm.
So I like them to cover. And then we got, let's see, the Bills 3.5, -3.5 against the Dolphins. Love it. They lost Week 1. The Bills lost Week 1 to the Steelers in Buffalo, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was in Buffalo. And they're going to wax the Dolphins. The Dolphins put up 16, 17 points against the Patriots. The Bills, they got a lot to prove this week. Josh Allen's the man. We all know that.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got a little parlay that I put out yesterday on Twitter.
Okay.
Go follow @OneTeamBetting. That's where I put all my picks. It's a football team. Was the first leg. Interesting game last night, Matt.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
To say the
least.
You
watched the whole game.
I watched the whole game, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't. I watched bits and pieces, obviously.
So, like 3 seconds left. Washington marches down the field, barely in field goal range. I think it was a 55-yard field goal to win it. As time expired, he misses it. And
Did you see the New York Giants podcast that they had? It was like a live show.
No,
somebody was like retweeting it over and over today. And it's like their live reaction. And they're like, he nailed it, yes. And they're like, fuck a flag, you motherfuckers.
Yeah, and then,
so
I think it was like Dexter Lawrence or somebody just barely twitched on the offensive line.
Yeah.
And they called it. moved it up 5 yards. He drills it, and they win by 1 point. So we got that the first leg of the parlay. I thought I was.
You
doomed.
thought it was good. Right.
But then we got the Bengals. I like the Bengals to beat the Bears.
Straight up
money. This is all money line.
Okay.
And then Eagles.
I can't believe Bengals are an underdog in that.
Me neither. Well, it's at Soldier.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I can think of.
I mean, is Dalton the quarterback still?
Yeah. Well, they're doing like Dalton.
Oh, like packages or whatever.
Yeah, they'll throw a Fields in.
Sure.
Within, it's like in the red zone or something. So we like the Eagles and then the Chiefs money line. Let me see who the Chiefs are playing.
Chiefs. Let's see.
Forgot who they were playing.
I know.
Chiefs
Ravens.
got the Ravens. That's a Sunday night game.
Right. Yeah.
So it's in Baltimore. I like the Chiefs there. The Ravens defense their corners looked not very good against the Raiders.
Yeah, I don't know if the Ravens going to be able to keep up scoring wise on them either.
And obviously they don't have any running backs. They got Tyson Williams, who's all right.
Mm-hmm. Fields is a chess piece according to Matt Nagy. Is what Jack said.
Matt Nagy's a dumbass.
Yeah.
Fields is a franchise guy.
I don't know why you won't go ahead and play him. I mean, Andy Dalton's garbage, obviously.
Yep.
You haven't. I don't know if you said this game yet. Broncos -6 against the Jags.
Oh yeah. I skipped over that one.
I mean, anything under 7 against the Jags this year, I'm probably taking.
Yeah.
And I don't care who they're playing.
I mean, Teddy Two Gloves looked like a beast against New York.
I don't know.
That was
beast, huh?
It was a
beast.
It was like 33-7 at one point.
Oh, okay.
But
he's got a lot of weapons. I mean, Judy's out. I do know that.
He's on my fantasy team.
Mine too.
Yeah.
So,
and then, the Eagles 49ers, didn't talk about that. That's another leg in that parlay. The 49ers got up big against the Lions week 1. Mm-hmm. And then with 2 minutes left in the game, it was actually a 1-score game.
Okay.
And the Lions were marching back and, they ultimately didn't get it. But Jack just said, dude, it's the Giants.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Teddy Two Gloves is a beast. I don't want to hear it. But yeah, so I got the Eagles money line. The 49ers are a 3-point favorite. It's in Philadelphia. Big
fan of Hurts, I guess, huh? They got a little juice.
I'm not a huge fan of Hurts. I think he's a better quarterback than Garoppolo for sure.
Right.
I think he's got more weapons than Garoppolo. They don't have Mostert got hurt.
Mm-hmm.
You got Kittle for the 49ers, but not much else. Devonta Smith looked like a really good wide receiver week 1.
Yeah, I agree.
Good route runner, just very physical.
I like him. I like him in that with Hurts and maybe doing a lot of zone read kind of concepts, RPOs, things like that. I think that fits Hurts to have like a guy like Smith running a lot of like slants,
just
ends,
like quick
all
hitters.
Kinds of stuff.
Yeah,
right.
Just quick stuff. So I like the Eagles to beat the 49ers in Philadelphia. And then, it's a 4-leg parlay. The odds are like plus 1050 or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
First leg already hit, so you're already a little late to the party. But if you were to follow me on Twitter, you would have already known.
You would have known this. You're behind.
Yeah, you're behind the 8 ball here.
You see the handle at the bottom of the screen at One Team Betting.
Yep. But other than that,
Saints Carolina. Did you talk about that one?
I don't want to talk about that one. I don't want to jinx anything. Because last week we picked Packers and that didn't happen, and this week I want to pick.
You want to pick the Saints, and you don't know if you're like too much just reading into week 1.
Yeah,
I'm with you. I would probably lay off of it too, just because your heartstrings are kind of in it.
Yep, that's why I think LSU and Saints are kind of off limits for me.
Yeah,
because
I have a friend that's the exact same way. He'll never pick on him because he knows he's just biased.
The other teams I can look at with my brain. Saints I look at with my heart. So.
Yep.
But I do have one more little futures pick to talk about. It is for all my hockey fans out there.
Okay.
It's an NHL futures pick. Jack, if you're listening, put
Red Wings.
Put in hell no.
Okay.
Put this bet down right now. It is for the 2021 Stanley Cup champions. The Minnesota Wild are plus 2,500 favorites. So you put $100 on this, forget about it. And then come playoff time, you got a horse in the race. And, if they win, you got $2,500 in your pocket. You can go, do whatever the hell you want with that. They just bought out Ryan Suter and Zach Parise. They got these 2 new skaters. I can't remember their names right now, but they're much better than Suter and Parise, who have their best hockey behind them.
Mm-hmm.
They're in their late 30s. They got good goaltending.
I'm saying like I know what you're talking about. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Kirill Kaprizov or whatever his name is.
Do you feel like you got into this because you were in Wisconsin?
100%.
Okay.
Yeah, 100%. But yeah, Kaprizov, superstar in the league. Minnesota Wild plus 2,500.
Futures.
Put it on
a futures.
the Wild.
I did not think we were going to come in here tonight and have a futures hockey pick.
Yeah, nobody did.
No. This is what happens when you come into Willy B, right?
Yeah, you come in. All you got to do is pick up your smartphone, get on your books, and just start typing away, and you'll make money. Next thing you know, you check your bank account. You don't have to pay bills next month.
That's true.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be great.
Yeah.
You don't have my bills, but
right.
Okay, so let's go over your picks one more time for the show.
All right.
All right. So we'll recap the college picks. We got Ole Miss minus 14, Minnesota plus 2.5, UCF money line 265, and that is tonight. Correct.
That is tonight. Yep. I'm gonna go watch that with Jack, who keeps texting me shit.
Yes. Was that 6:30?
I'm not sure what time it started.
Yeah,
maybe 7. Maybe.
Okay.
I don't know.
So put that bet in now, guys. Lock of the week. We have Boise State
on the blue turf, baby.
165.
Yep.
NFL Bills minus 3.5. Broncos minus 6. I love that play. That's Jags, right? Yeah, 6. That's Jags.
Yep.
I mean, that's a home run. Bucks minus 12 over the Falcons. Anything over the Falcons is great. Then you got your parlay, Auburn, same game parlay.
Yep.
Plus, this is going to make Sam so excited. We'll post this out and give it to Sam. He's gonna love it.
Yep.
Plus 6 against Penn State, under 52.5. I love both of those. And then we have
real quick, Matt.
Go ahead.
Two producers, Sam. Mm-hmm. If Auburn does not cover and the under doesn't hit, Bo Nix is not elite, and I don't want to hear anything about it for the rest of the football season.
Oh God!
So that's the parameters for this weekend as far as Bo Nix is concerned.
Bo Nix is elite. All right.
And then that NFL parlay.
You already hit Washington football team. So
Washington
that's
football team
already done.
25% of the way there.
But we can get to the other 3 at least. Bengals, Eagles.
Yep.
Chiefs money line.
Yep.
So you got Bengals and Eagles as on the spread, right? And then the Chiefs money line. These all money lines.
All money line.
Okay, all money lines plus 1,050. That's good. I love it. Bear Process Safety is a sponsor of One Team Betting and Willy Bets Live. So we appreciate Adam over at Bear Process Safety. Check out Bear Process Safety at bearps.com. Process safety development, they actually do it all over the world. So they're based in Baton Rouge, small business, but growing big time. So check out Bear Process Safety, doing big things in Baton Rouge. For Matt, and we got Willy B. This has been One Team Betting.
Yes, sir. Tell your bookie to go fuck himself.